Hey friends, welcome back to Acre Homestead. My name is Becky. If you are new and you are in my kitchen, we are going to go over a huge Costco haul. It's been quite a while since I've been to Costco, and we did do a little Winco haul, and then we also, this is fun, this is kind of a bonus, we have a really big Target haul. Now we did all this shopping together, but I thought it'd be fun to kind of separate the hauls from the shopping because we got quite a bit of stuff. And then we are going to be cooking dinner together tonight. So if you're interested in just the dinner, I'll put a time step down in the description box where you can skip straight to dinner. We are going to be having sweet potatoes, some veggie, I haven't decided which one yet, and chicken breast stuffed with that cheese ball filling. We made a cheese ball together and I had way too much cheese ball filling, and a bunch of you guys have given me the recommendation of stuffing it and putting it in a chicken breast, and I thought that sounded so good. So we're gonna do that tonight together. So let's get into the grocery haul. This grocery haul is for a couple different things. The first thing is just for Josh and I to have some groceries because my garden is not producing right now. I don't even have a garden. So I need to pick up fresh produce from the grocery store. And then this coming weekend, we are celebrating Thanksgiving with Josh's mom, and all his siblings are going to be in town. So we are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving this weekend. So I needed some of the ingredients to make what I am responsible for Thanksgiving. So let's just get right into it. The first thing we'll go through is the Costco haul. And we got a 6.5 pound bag of sweet potatoes. This is going to be for dinner tonight. And I didn't grow any sweet potatoes this year, so I haven't eaten sweet potatoes in quite some time, so I'm excited about these. I just got some bananas for fresh eating, and then whatever ripens up we'll throw in the freezer for banana bread and smoothies. It's a sad day, but no more fresh tomatoes from the garden, and so now we are buying tomatoes from the grocery store. One thing that is super interesting to me is Costco, on a lot of their produce, puts the date on which things were packaged. And today is October 31st, and these were packed on October 22nd. And so that just goes to show when we buy fresh produce when they're not in season, they're not necessarily as fresh as we might think they are. And clearly I buy a lot of fresh produce when my garden is not producing. But it's a reminder of why I do go through the effort of trying to grow as much of my own food as possible so that we can enjoy really fresh produce. We let it ripen outside, we bring it inside, and we can eat it right away, or we can preserve it at the height of freshness or ripeness and flavor. So that was just, it's really interesting because there's a couple more examples of where Costco actually puts the date of when things are packed, and it just really kind of reinforces that idea that I do want to try to grow as much as my own food as possible. With that said, I bought a big bag of broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and cauliflower, and I love, these are my convenience along with this sweet kale salad. These are convenience foods for me because they are already pre-washed, and we can just throw them in the oven and roast them, and we have a really yummy vegetable side. So we got broccoli, kale salad, Brussels sprouts. This is a staple in my house now that it is fall, and I'm just really excited. I'm not sure which one we're gonna make for dinner tonight. And then we got a bag of fresh cranberries. With these cranberries, we are going to make cranberry salsa that we serve over cream cheese. That's gonna be one of the appetizers for our Thanksgiving. I do have a recipe for that I can link down below, but I will show you how to make this, and it is so good. It sounds kind of weird, but it is one of our favorite appetizers. My Costco now carries zucchini and squash. It hasn't carried this for many, many years. I've seen other people be able to buy it at Costco, and now we can. And here's another thing. It says these were packed on October 18th, 2020, and today, like I said, is October 31st. So that's why I try to grow as much of my own zucchini as possible. Then we have a bag of avocados. Clearly I cannot grow avocados where I live, so we do have to buy our avocados, and I'm excited to make some guacamole out of those. Cream cheese, a huge 6-pack of cream cheese. This cream cheese is for the cranberry salsa because you serve that cranberry salsa over cream cheese with crackers. And then we are going to be making a pumpkin cheesecake for dessert for this coming weekend, and I'm really excited about that. And cream cheese has gotten really expensive, and I'm really glad that they had it at Costco because it was way more affordable, and they had them in individual packets. I don't like to buy that big block of cream cheese at Costco or the big tub because we cannot go through that before it goes bad. But these individual packets, the shelf life on these is really long as you don't open the package. And then back here, I got a 2-pack of white distilled vinegar because we went through almost all of our vinegar during canning season. We have a little bit more canning to do, but I like to make sure I always have white distilled vinegar on hand. I normally buy my half and half and heavy whipping cream through Azure because I can get organic. My Costco does not carry organic half and half or heavy whipping cream, but I do not think I'm going to be placing an Azure order this month, so I went ahead and I picked it up at Costco. I picked up 2 blocks of Parmesan cheese, and I am going to be freeze drying this to make shelf stable Parmesan cheese. Basically, I want to make my own shaky cheese out of the green can, but I want to make it with the actual Parmigiano Reggiano from Italy. So if I have time tonight, I'm going to get this in the freeze dryer tonight. And I needed just some plain olive oil. This is a light olive oil that you don't really taste the olive oil taste, and that is why I bought these. I do have really nice extra virgin olive oil that's organic that I buy through Azure, but that's the olive oil I like to use for salad dressings or finishing when I want to taste that really yummy olive oil taste. But if I'm going to make like a quick bread or anything that calls for maybe vegetable oil, and I don't like to buy vegetable oil, I can use this light olive oil instead, and it doesn't give you that olive flavor, but you can have the health benefits from having olive oil as opposed to using vegetable oil. A big box of Honeycrisp apples. These are so good. I love these. They're like candy almost. And then I needed a box of sandwich size or quart size Ziploc bags. I try not to use these as much as possible, but sometimes you just need them. So I went ahead and I got 1 box. These were instant savings, so they were on sale today. I got 1 pack of organic chicken breast, and we're gonna use this for dinner tonight. We're gonna make our stuffed chicken with this. And then I did get some ramen noodles so we can make some homemade ramen. And then I got a couple things that were not food related. I got a new thing of slippers and a new coat. I really, really like this coat. I love the color, I love the length, I love the style. The only thing is I'm not sure if it's gonna fit all winter long. So this is a question mark whether I might need to return it. I would have sized up if I could have, but this was the only size they had. It was on sale. It was only $31.99, I think, for this really nice down coat. So I need to try it on again and see if I think it'll fit me all winter. It zips up totally fine with a little bit more wiggle room, but I'm not sure if it will get me through all the way till December. I don't know what I should do with this, but I really like the color. I like the style, and it was only $31.99. So we'll see. Today we are going to be making some vanilla extract. So I did buy some vanilla beans at Costco. These were, I think, $17.99 for 10. I normally buy my vanilla beans on Amazon, but I really need to get going on making some more vanilla extract. So I went ahead and I purchased 20 vanilla beans, and we are going to put that in some rum to make our own vanilla extract. The last thing I got at Costco are these Oral-B cross-action charcoal infused bristle toothbrushes. I'm not so sure about the charcoal, but I like the cross-action Oral-B toothbrushes the best, and these have gotten really expensive at our local grocery store, and these were on sale, so they were only $1.66 a toothbrush. So I'm really excited to have these as backups. The other day, Josh asked me to pick up some toothbrushes, some manual toothbrushes for him at Kroger, and they were $8.95 for 1 Oral-B cross-action toothbrush. So I was thrilled to find these at Costco for such a good price. So that is my Costco haul. Then my little Winco haul is pretty small. I got 3 different flavors of carbonated water. We got strawberry, peach, and watermelon. I used to be addicted to this stuff, and I used to drink so much of it, and then I kind of haven't had it in a long time. And when we were at dinner the other night, Josh's stepmom had served us some peach carbonated water, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot how much I like that. So I went ahead and I picked up 3 boxes of that. From the carbonated water, we needed some crackers for our cranberry salsa because that's what we serve it with. We serve the cranberry salsa over cream cheese, and we use either wheat thins or Ritz crackers. And I liked these because we do not eat very many crackers around here. And I like the idea of this fresh stacks because they're half the length in the tube. So if you open it, you don't have to open the entire sleeve and have it go stale on you. So that's why I went ahead and I got this box. And then we are gonna need graham crackers for the crust for our pumpkin cheesecake. And then for the cranberry salsa, we need a bunch of herbs. We need green onions, there's a bunch of cilantro in here, and there is parsley. The parsley is for the stuffing. When I run my freeze dryer for the Parmesan cheese, I also wanted to put some more cilantro in the freeze dryer. Freeze-dried cilantro is one of my new favorite things that I have freeze-dried. Dehydrated cilantro just doesn't hold its flavor like the freeze-dried cilantro does, and cilantro is probably my favorite fresh herb. I go through a lot of it, and having it shelf stable on my shelf right there has been so nice, because sometimes cilantro will want to go bad on you, and the freeze-dried is just so convenient. And then I just got 2 tubs of sour cream because I'm not going to be ordering through Azure this month, I don't think, a thing of mushrooms, because I want to make this week chicken tetrazzini for dinner. And then I got 2 of these big jumbo size macaroni noodles so that I can make macaroni for Thanksgiving, and we can just have a backup because my grocery store does not always carry these large elbow macaroni. And so when I find them, I like to buy more than 1 bag. That is my groceries right there. I spent about $330 at Costco, but some of that was non-grocery items. Quite a bit of that was for the vanilla extract. And then I only spent about $42 at Winco. A lot of this stuff is gonna last us a good long time, like the olive oil, the vinegar, and then, you know, I got a coat and some slippers. So let's go ahead and let me show you the really fun Target haul. I have not bought any table decor in probably 4 years. So this was really a treat for me to go shopping and buy a couple things to decorate my table with. One of my favorite things to do is to host people at my house and feed them. In 2020 and 2021, there wasn't a lot of that happening. You all know what was going on in 2020. And then 2021, some of that craziness was still happening. Plus, I was working 2 jobs. Josh was going back to school full time, and we just didn't have time to really host a bunch of people. And so this year, I really am making an effort to invite people into my home and really want to create an environment where people want to come, enjoy a nice meal, and just hang out together. And one thing is, I want to start creating really beautiful tablescapes on a budget. And so when I bought a couple of these different items, one of my goals was to try to think of neutrals, table decor that could go through any season, and all I would have to do is tweak a few little things to have it be Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and so I'm not having to buy all new. Nothing here screams a holiday, but I can kind of tweak these items depending on what season it is. My frugal self has a hard time allowing myself to purchase these items, but this is something that does bring me joy, and I really want to be able to bless people by creating an environment that does feel really beautiful and cozy. And so that is why I gave myself permission to buy some of these items today. And I think they're gonna be really good staples moving forward, things that I can use for a really long time. Now this is just a bath mat. Josh and I needed a new bath mat, so I went ahead and got a very simple light gray bath mat for our bathroom. And then I bought some of the cinnamon pine cones. I'm gonna use these to decorate the table with. I needed some more cloth napkins, and I went with these black ones. They are 100% cotton, and yep, 100% cotton, machine washable, tumble dry, and these are gonna be nice napkins that are not going to be used on the daily basis. So I bought 3 packs that have 4 in them, and that should be plenty of cloth napkins. I bought these green, these are the Threshold brand from Target, placemats, and you could really use either the green side or the beige side. I just thought these were really pretty and simple. I'm going to decorate this table for Friendsgiving in 2 weeks. And I thought the green could go for fall or Christmas or spring or Easter, whatever we want. So I went ahead and got these. For a pack of 4, it was $10. Now the only thing I did purchase that screams a specific holiday are these Christmas trees. These were at the dollar spot and they were $1 each. And I am gonna decorate the table with these cute little Christmas trees. I bought a new table runner, and this is an example of buying something that's super neutral. There's no colors in it, but depending on what I lay on top of this table runner, I can switch it up for the different holidays. So this is the Heart and Hand, the Magnolia brand, and it was $17.99. And I really think this is gonna be really beautiful. It's got a lot of texture to it. It's very simple, but the texture really makes it interesting. Now this was something that was completely out of nowhere, nothing I've ever purchased before. It's a charger, and I might return these. I haven't decided if I'm going to use these as a placemat or if I'm going to put this on top of the green placemat or what my plan for these is, but these were only $2 and I thought that they were really cool and could add a lot of interest to my table decor. This whole idea of decorating a table is something I've played around with a little bit, but it's a skill that I want to build. And so I thought by buying something like this, I would be pushing my decorating skills a little bit. Or yeah, decorating. I'm decorating a table. So that's all the table decor stuff. Our guest bathroom has no shower curtain, and it needs a shower curtain. It actually needs 2 shower curtains because of how big the tub is. So I'm going very, very simple. I went with white shower curtain, and then a white liner, and this really pretty white bath mat. If you remember the bathroom, the half bath that I'm talking about where this is gonna go in, we painted that bathroom a really deep green. So I think the white and green are gonna go really well together, and that is what I got there. So that's all the haul, and I'm going to now put all of this away. I'm gonna go change into some comfy clothes and we are going to cook some dinner together. I got everything put away. So now the first thing I'm gonna do before we get into cooking and some preservation projects is I'm going to put on my new slippers. I am a slipper wearing type person, and when we moved, I got rid of all my grimy slippers. I have not bought slippers in quite some time, and they had all seen some better days. So I'm really excited to have a brand new pair of slippers to go into this fall and winter. Oh yes, perfect. I always size up on my slippers because I like them to be nice and cozy. I have a couple projects out here, but I want to get dinner going first so that it can be cooking away. But I am going to wash my cilantro for freeze drying because I want to dry this off pretty well before we put it in the freeze dryer. This is a new thing that I want to keep in my pantry at all times is freeze dried herbs. So we're just going to give this a good wash. This is parsley. Cilantro can be really, really dirty. So I like to make sure that I give it a good clean. So we're just gonna let that air dry while we start on dinner. So it's going back and forth, and I think we're gonna make some mashed sweet potatoes. I haven't had mashed sweet potatoes in so long. So I'm gonna get all of these sweet potatoes peeled up, and then I'll give them a good wash once they're peeled. I did not attempt to grow sweet potatoes this year. I did the year before, and it was kind of an epic fail, so I didn't want to give up the space to try to attempt to grow sweet potatoes again this last year. But because the garden is gonna be bigger going into next year, I think I'm gonna try to attempt to grow sweet potatoes again, because sweet potatoes are one of my favorites. I love sweet potatoes, and I would love to be able to grow my own. There's a little bit of skin in there. I'm okay with that. So we're gonna get these sweet potatoes washed up. I'm gonna cut them into a little bit smaller of pieces. And we'll just get them in the pot to boil. So first thing we're gonna do is get these sweet potatoes on to boil. The next thing we're gonna get going is we are gonna stuff our chicken breast. I've never ever done this before. So you and I are gonna try for the first time. This is our stuffing mixture. It's basically what we used to make the cheese ball, and this was your idea. And I think it's a beautiful idea. So I have 5 chicken breasts here. I'm gonna trim off any of this little extra fat here. And then what we're gonna do is kind of fillet this open. So I have a boning knife, and we're gonna cut about 3/4 the way through this chicken breast, like that. So now we have a little pocket to put our filling mixture. And then we'll have leftovers. And I could repurpose this chicken. I could chop it up and put it over pasta or something like that if we have too much leftovers. All right, now we have all 5 of our chicken breasts filleted open. I'm gonna use all this cheese mixture, so I'm okay that I'm going in it with chickeny hands. We're just going to stuff our chicken breasts with this cheese mixture. This has red bell peppers, ranch powder, cheddar cheese, and cream cheese in it. I have the oven preheating to 400 degrees. So my idea with these chicken breasts is we're gonna start cooking these on the stove. We're gonna brown each side of the chicken breast, and then we will finish it off in the oven. I've never done this before, like I said, but you could get so creative with this. There could be an infinite number of stuffings you could put in this to change up the flavors, and this is definitely kind of getting my creativity juices flowing, thinking of all the different things you could put inside a chicken breast, because sometimes a chicken breast can be kind of boring. If I had toothpicks, I probably would toothpick these closed, but I do not. I have a little bit of extra cheese, so I am going to just go ahead and evenly distribute it between them because I'm not going to use this cheese for anything else. We're going to start the cooking process of our chicken breasts on the stove in this pan. You know what, this pan's going to be too little, I think, for those 5 chicken breasts. We are going to replace that pan with this pan. To this, I'm going to add some olive oil. We're going to let that heat up. While our pan is heating up, we're going to salt and pepper our chicken breasts. I'm also going to add just a little bit of butter for flavor. And now we're going to add our chicken. Probably could have had that pan a little bit hotter. I'm putting it seasoned side down, and I'm going to go wash my hands. And now I can season this side. We're going to make zucchini for dinner tonight for vegetable. These I purchased last time I went shopping, and they need to be used up. So I'm not going to use the zucchini or any of the vegetables I bought today because those have a longer shelf life. And then I had some leftover cherry tomatoes that need to be used up too. So that's how I try to save on food waste, is when I put stuff away, if something needs to be used, I try to use that first. So we got everything washed up. I'm going to rotate my skillet so that it browns evenly. And then we'll just get these zucchinis chopped up. So now that we got some color on it, I turn them over. I'm going to let them brown just a little bit on the other side, and then we'll pop them in the oven to finish cooking in the oven. gonna get going on the zucchini. So we're gonna use this pot for the zucchini. We're gonna start with a little bit of olive oil. This is our garlic oil. We're gonna let that heat up together. I made pizza yesterday and I cut up some onions, and I didn't use all the onions, so we're gonna use the onions in the zucchini. Our onions are getting some nice color to them and they smell divine. So I'm going to go ahead and put my zucchini in here. I'm definitely overcrowding this pan, but I want to use up all this zucchini today, and I have my big large cast iron in the oven right now. So we're just going to make it work. Now that we have all the components of our dinner going, we're gonna go ahead and get this vanilla extract going. It takes about 3 months to 6 months really to get a good vanilla extract. So I wanna make sure I get going on this right now because I only have about 1 quart of vanilla in my house right now, which is not enough. I do have a full video on explaining how to make vanilla extract from start to finish. It is so easy. I do the easy method, which is this one, where I take the vanilla beans and I just slice down each vanilla bean and I throw it in whatever type of 80 proof or higher alcohol I decide on. I personally like using spiced rum. My sister likes using vodka. You could use bourbon or whiskey, whatever your preference is. And then I let it sit for at least 3 months, preferably about 6 months. My sister has a really cool instant way to make vanilla in the Instant Pot, which is described and explained in my video on making vanilla extract. So I will link that video down in the description box and in a pinned comment so you can see if you want to make vanilla extract for a Christmas gift this year, you still can do it in the Instant Pot and you don't have to wait the 3 to 6 months. It makes a beautiful Christmas gift. I am going to order a few more vanilla beans. I put 20 vanilla beans in this half gallon and I probably want about 30. We are starting to get a nice color on some of these zucchinis, so I'm going to give them a little bit of a stir and then I'm going to let them sit again. I try not to mess with zucchini too much, and our sweet potatoes are nice and soft, so we're going to go ahead and strain the sweet potatoes so that we can make some yummy mashed sweet potatoes. To our sweet potatoes, I'm going to add some butter. I personally like a savory sweet potato. I do not like a sweetened sweet potato. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt to it and some butter, or black pepper. And then I also like to add a little bit of red pepper flakes to add a little bit of heat. I think the potatoes are sweet enough that it really helps to have that kind of spiciness to balance. And then we're just gonna mash that up. I'm gonna turn our zucchini off because they are done now as well, and I don't want them to get overcooked. I am gonna top our zucchini with some tomatoes, just for some brightness. And then we will add Parmesan cheese to this once I shred up the Parmesan cheese. Now we officially have all of our dinner done, other than adding a little bit of Parmesan cheese to the top of our zucchini. This was really easy to put together, probably less than 15 minutes of me actually working on it. I want to taste these sweet potatoes to see if they need anything. The chicken smells so good. The filling, oh, I just spilled sweet potato on the floor, but I didn't get it on my slipper, so that's good. Those don't need anything. I haven't made mashed sweet potatoes in way too long. It's one of my favorite. I love mashed sweet potatoes, but since I grew so many potatoes, I need to make sure we eat those potatoes and we don't waste those potatoes, but I did think we needed some sweet potatoes in our house right now. So now let's get going on the Parmesan cheese. I just realized I completely forgot to season our zucchini. There's no salt or pepper or garlic powder or anything on there. So we're going to need to make sure we do that before we serve it, or that's going to be a pretty plain vegetable side dish. For the Parmesan cheese, we are going to grate this or process it in our what is this thing called? Food processor? The food processor is just gonna make this process go a whole lot faster. I had a partial thing of Parmesan cheese in my refrigerator, so I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and process this one too. I'm just cutting the rind off of the Parmesan, and then you can save these and put these in broths, and they're absolutely delicious. But before I put the cheese in the food processor, I am gonna make them a little bit smaller, just so that the food processor doesn't have to work quite so hard. I'm going to cut all of these. This is the real Parmesan cheese from Italy, and you can get the best price from anywhere at Costco. It is, I think, $12.99 a pound at Costco. Oh no, it's gone up. It's $13.49 a pound at Costco. But if you buy this at my local Kroger store or QFC, Safeway, you're talking $24.99 plus a pound. So I really do not want this to go bad. It lasts for a long time in the fridge, but I really enjoy having it freeze dried so that I know that it's nice and shelf stable and I don't have to worry about it going bad. And then basically I have my own shaky Parmesan, but it's the real deal. The delicious stuff that's been aged for 2 years. All right, so we're gonna put half of this in the food processor. We're gonna let this food processor do the work for us. I'm gonna turn this on, and while this is processing, I'm gonna go have our freeze dryer start to cool. That's perfect. See how nice and powdery that is? That's exactly the texture we want. I don't want to touch the Parmesan cheese with my hand. Well, I want to touch it as little as possible, I should say. One tray down. I think our chicken might be done. Oh wow, look at that. Nope, not quite done yet. So we just added salt and pepper to our zucchini. Now that we have fresh Parmesan, I'm gonna go ahead and top it with the fresh Parmesan, and then we'll put the lid on that, and that is our dinner. I wish you could smell it in here because this smells amazing. It sure is going to be a pain to clean my cast iron, but I think it's going to be worth it. The smell of this is just so yummy. So we have our zucchini and tomatoes, our mashed sweet potatoes, and our chicken. Josh is not home from work yet, so I'm gonna put a piece of foil over this so that that stays nice and warm until he gets here. Ooh, that's really, really hot. We have 2 full trays of Parmesan to go in the freeze dryer, which means I have 2 more trays that I can fill with cilantro. So I think I can probably get all my cilantro in the freeze dryer. I do freeze dry some of the stems because they have good flavor too. So I just kind of cut the ends off. I'll give these to the chickens, and then I'll run a rough pass through the cilantro. This might only take up 1 tray, actually. You don't have to chop it as fine as you want it ultimately, because once it's freeze dried, it's really easy to kind of break up with your hands. I should have bought 10 bunches of cilantro. I think while I'm at it, I might as well freeze dry this parsley as well. I don't want quite as many of the stems, because they're a little bit tougher, just because I'm not going to use this for 5 days and I don't know what else I'm going to put in my freeze dryer and I don't want it to run empty. I think the parsley, I'm going to leave whole leaves as just an experiment to see if I like the herbs chopped better than whole. Doesn't hurt to try different things. I know I could certainly fill this freeze dryer way more full with herbs, but this is what I have, so this is what we're working with. So So we'll bring all of this out to the freeze dryer and get it loaded up. The cool thing about a freeze dryer is you can mix and match foods and they don't cross-contaminate in flavor. The only thing I would not put in here that I would worry about cross-contamination is garlic and onions. Otherwise, I have not found that anything like a Parmesan cheese and herbs, those are not going to cross flavors or cross-contaminate at all. So what's gonna happen is this freeze dryer is gonna freeze this and then it's gonna freeze dry it. If you're interested in learning more about a freeze dryer, I can link my freeze dryer down below if you're interested. I like to keep it out in the garage just so that it's a little bit quieter. It doesn't make any more noise than, say, a food dehydrator, but when we're in the kitchen together, it's not anything that you want to listen to while we're in the kitchen together. So that's why I like to keep it out in the garage. I need to tidy this kitchen up. I gotta get a bowl out to give all the scraps to the chickens. It is dark now, so they will get all these goodies tomorrow. And then I need to go change into some comfy clothes. I told myself right when I got home from the grocery store that I was gonna change into comfy clothes, but then, you know, sometimes you just get in the kitchen or you get into whatever project and it's like, go, 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 just get it done, get it done. And I never took any time to change. Josh just got home and he is going to taste test everything for us. I haven't even tasted, I tasted the sweet potatoes, they're good. I tasted the zucchini, it's zucchini with Parmesan cheese and tomatoes. But Josh, look, we made stuffed chicken. All right, Josh, so this is what we have here. We have mashed.
They're stuffed?
Yeah, they're stuffed. I've never made stuffed chicken breast, but I made, you know, way too much of the filling for the cheese ball.
Oh no.
And so they all gave me the suggestion to use that as a stuffing for the stuffed chicken breasts. And I thought that was a good idea. I've never done that before.
Yeah, it sounds really good. And looks really good. And smells really good.
So that's what we're looking like. So we're gonna have Josh give that a taste test. I'll taste the chicken breast too at the same time. This is going to be a pain to clean my cast iron after this, and I think it's gonna be worth it, hopefully. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's really good. The sweetness of the peppers, although I do have some potato in here too.
Oh yeah, let me try it with the potato, that'd be really good.
It's really good.
The sweetness of the pepper and the cheesiness, there's no Parmesan cheese, but it kind of tastes like there's Parmesan cheese. But the ranch, you're tasting ranch powder because there's ranch powder in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's really good. Very complex, and yet I can't put words to it. Nice work. Thanks for making it.
You're welcome. I want to say thank you to everyone who gave me that suggestion to stuff the chicken breast. That was a phenomenal idea. I've never done it before, and now my brain is just thinking of all the different things we could stuff chicken breast with, or even pork chops, because they're kind of bland sometimes, and that is anything but bland. That is absolutely delicious. It is going to be worth me having to scrub that cast iron in order to get it clean. Maybe next time I make this, I will put a piece of parchment paper or foil down between after browning the meat and then putting the stuffed thing on top, just so that I don't have to do as much scrubbing, but it's gonna be worth it. I just wanna say thank you for spending time with me in my kitchen as we did a grocery haul and a Target haul. I'm so excited to be able to start decorating our tables for this upcoming, well, I guess we're not decorating the table for this weekend. That's gonna be the following weekend when we get to decorate the table for Friendsgiving. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate a thumbs up. I can pop a couple of my other videos you can go enjoy between now and my next upload. And I can't wait to see you next time. Bye, friend.